Have you had any accidents or no?
No, not for quite a while now,
Yeah.
except for like his brown laser in the crate a couple of times.
Yes.
And when he peed inside of his slush suit,
Oh, Ralphie.
because you got to make sure the little wee wee's out of the slush suit before you start
Yes.
your walk. Learn that lesson.
He peed
I
his
was like,
pants.
Ralph is peeing, but there's nothing coming out. Oh, shoot.
Welcome to Let's Boop Snoots. My name's Heidi.
My name is Vero, and get ready to boop.
Get ready to boop.
Boop.
Let's get ready to boop. If you guys are listening to the sultry, deep voice of mine, it's because I've got a little bit of the sniffles. We had a little COVID rampage through our household. I'm still negative,
No.
but have come out with a little bit of a cold. So
Stay tuned.
excuse the dulcet tones of Heidi's sick voice.
Her sexy voice.
Her 1-900 voice.
Her berry white voice.
Would you like to boop some snoots?
Boop.
Want to boop, baby? All right, what are we going to talk about today?
A year in the life of Ralph. It's been a year
Yes,
since
it's
we
been
got
a
him
year.
on
Gotcha.
February 27th. Happy Gotcha Day, Ralph.
Yes, Ralph. Congrats.
So cute. He had a little Gotcha Day bandana, and we went to the park. And nobody wished him a happy Gotcha Day. It's very
How dare they?
disappointing.
How dare they?
Maybe the dogs did. I don't know.
It's funny how like Gotcha Day is almost becoming like as celebrated as like a dog's birthday. And I want to say
Yeah.
maybe slightly even more. We should do like a poll. Do you celebrate Gotcha Day or birthday? Or both?
I think it's more
Interesting.
Gotcha Day because it's
I
like
think so
you're
too.
taking him home or her home.
Yes.
Oh, and we met the most beautiful red golden retriever.
Oh yeah?
Like she was little. She almost looked like that Irish setter red.
Yeah.
Just like beautiful fur. And she had these little purple booties.
She had
So
the
cute.
boots with the fur.
Yes.
Oh, how
And she was
cute.
cute. I'm going to take her home.
So, how did he do at the park?
He did well. We did have to chase after him a couple of times. He gets like fixated on dogs, like
Yes.
sniffing their butts.
Oh.
And then he just follows them and he has no other interests, like listening to us.
It's weird. Wait,
So,
is
yeah.
he fixed yet?
No.
Oh,
You think
okay.
that might help?
When are you guys going to have him fixed?
At like 2?
At 2. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe that's a problem.
Yeah, that could be
But
it.
with as the walk went on, he was getting better and better.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
But
that's good.
back to the year in the life of Ralph, I can still remember the first time that I met him.
Oh.
Remember you needed help taking him to the vet, the first vet
Yes.
visit?
And he fell asleep.
Yes, a little floof in my arms. It was so
Little
cute.
floof.
All right, let's hear about a year in the life of Ralph.
A year in the laugh of Ralph.
The laugh of Ralph.
Ralph was born on January 6th, Epiphany Day.
Mm.
And we brought him home on February 27th. It was a Saturday. And we had the first pick. And I remember picking Ralph because he turned over on his back and I was rubbing his belly.
Aww.
While all the other doggos were just jumping on me. So I was like, yeah. He was a blue collar doggy.
Oh.
Ralph. So yeah, we brought Ralph home on February 27th. Ralph was full of energy. More energetic than Wiggum. So I felt with Wiggum, like I could play with Wiggum for like 10 minutes and then Wiggum would sleep for 2 hours. Ralph did not do that.
He
Ralph
still
would just
doesn't.
always want to play. Yeah, he still just always wants to play.
Yeah.
And he was just like a big ball of fur. Like I watch videos now and he was just so pudgy. And I think that's one of the other reasons we got him. He was like bigger and he had like a scrunchy nose.
Yeah.
Had like the folds on his nose.
Yes.
Or like he's gonna have a big snoot to boop.
And he does.
Yeah. And oh, baby Ralph was so cute. And I remember starting Ralph on raw food after I think a week of being home because we didn't want to do too many changes at once. And that was an adventure because Ralph started puking like little bones.
I remember
Do you
that.
remember that? And I was like
Yes.
panicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we started Ralph on enzymes, digestive enzymes, and probiotics, and that helped. Like I almost went back to the kibble because I was like, I can't do this. He's puking like little bones. And I remember going to the food place to get food, and he puked on the back seat, little bones, and I was just like, and then he was trying to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ralph loves food. I thought
Yes, he
Wiggum loved
does.
food, but I think Ralph, he's pretty equal, if not more.
Do you think he
And
would
then
like do you think he would eat himself like sick if you left like an open container somewhere?
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, we know Wiggum would because
Oh my
he
god,
was
because
in
he
that
did.
container.
Ow, ow, ow.
What's that noise? He's definitely more goofy. He has the derp face
Mm-hmm.
with like the big smile and the tongue hanging out.
Yep.
He has like this, like, it's almost like he's not stunned, but like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like he's like, hey, hey, hey there, hey, what's up? Food?
Food?
Food? He's extra floofy.
Yes.
There is hair everywhere.
No doubt.
When we empty our Dyson, it looks like there's a wig in the garbage. Like a toupee.
I have to say, even with a second Weimaraner in the house, like I'm not noted. Like that's one good thing about them is there's not
Yeah.
this buildup of like floof balls in the corners of your hallways or anything like that. Like when we sweep, you can definitely see like a bit of fur, but it's not the same as having like a long-haired dog.
Yeah. Ralph is just, there's hair everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere. And I learned how to groom him. So I cut his little hair between his toes, under his paws, his ears, his tail.
Do you cut
His
the hair on
brisket.
his tail?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm curious about that. I always
Because it
wonder
gets like shaggy.
yeah.
Yeah. And it gets really long.
Do you ever make a mistake and then it like looks ridiculous?
It looks like uneven. So I have to do, it's almost like you do like, you take the tail and you bring it up so the hair is all like falling downwards.
Yeah.
And then you go and it's almost like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you cut and then you cut up to the tip of the tail.
Yeah.
So if it's not like a straight line, it's like, okay, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And then the tip of the tail, I saw that you take the hair and you twist it.
Yeah.
And then you cut it like near the tip.
Okay.
Yeah. I find like it looks a bit funny for a week and then it's fine.
Did you do this just like through YouTube videos and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Grooming a golden.
Yes.
Yes. It requires a lot of peanut butter.
Oh my God, no doubt. I was like, I know you got the table and everything too, which I'm sure helps. But I decided to see what my new Weimaraner was like, because Weimaraners have a reputation for being babies about their paws. And I've talked about this multiple times about Gibbon, how like I made a point of touching his paws like every day since he was a puppy. And he is still like a nightmare to try to clip the nails. I think even just in recent episodes, I talked about how I took him to PetSmart because I just had enough of like it being a two-person job and stuff, and they like took him right in and had his nails clipped in like under 5 minutes, and I was like watching through the window just being like, you jerk. Made me pay $15 for this. But
And he's
so
just like, sure, do it.
yeah, exactly, like he just like lifted his paws like it was nobody's business. Anyways, and so I tried to see what the new one was like, our Lou, and she's equally as bad.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
with her extra big paws.
Even like I put the prong collar on them and I get my husband to hold them, and then I just do like the grooming style, like I lift the paw up and try to just go real quick. I give it a clip with like the nail clippers and then go with the Dremel tool like to sand them down a bit.
Yeah.
And Lou was worse than Gibbon was. I thought Gibbon was pretty bad, but Lou was worse. Like Gibbon just sort of like tries to flick his paws, but if you hold him with the prong, like he's pretty good and he'll hold it, and we give him very 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 frequent breaks so that we're not like torturing the poor guy. But like
Yeah.
Lou, she does this thing when she's scared, she sits like a human. So like she just rolls onto her like bum and then starts sliding down back, so you can't even keep her like in the sitting position. Like she just curls up the tail and then just rolls down to the floor. Like it's just ridiculous. But anyways,
That's
sorry,
too
I didn't mean
funny.
to.
No,
Just
that's
while we were on
okay.
grooming, I wanted to fill you in on how Lou's first nail clipping went, and it was
She's like, I'm just gonna be a big sack of potatoes.
oh, pretty much. She's like, and potato sack, here it comes. She's like, ugh. Oh my god.
See, Wiggum, like he would kind of try to get away from me, but then I would just catch him and go sit and down and turn him on his side, and he would just stay there
Yeah.
until I was done.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See, with Ralph, my boyfriend has to take him. He puts him on his back between his legs, and he has a spatula with frozen peanut butter on it. So he licks that while I cut his nails.
It's just so funny the lengths that we go to. Like I almost want to like if I ever had a long period of time off, I think actually it might be a retirement gig is try some dog grooming, because I'd love
Yeah.
to know like the tips and the tricks and like what makes it go easier and stuff like that, because these people just do it like no problem.
Maybe it's like the approach where they're just like, I'm just doing it.
Or maybe it's just because like they're a little bit shocked and distracted by everything because they're like
Like,
at a
where am
grooming
I?
salon, and it's just like, yeah, who are these people and what are they doing and where did mom go? And before you know it, their nails are clipped and they're just like, oh, okay. Oh, there's mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we go home now, please, 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 please?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So, yes, the grooming. Yes, I remember the grooming.
The grooming. So that's been fun. I actually enjoy it. Like cutting his little paws, and then they're all like nice and cute after.
Yes,
So cute. So cute.
so cute.
Ralph is definitely harder to train than my previous dog. Although he did have like a really obedient phase. So I was like, ha, got it. And then
Yeah.
it went away.
I wonder if it's the hormones. Like, I
It's
wonder if
like
you'll have like an
overnight it went away.
yeah, I remember you saying that. I remember us talking about it too, saying he's become a teenager.
Yeah.
No, no. Sorry, I have Lou here with me, and there's some
Hi,
barking
Lou.
going on. Lou, don't
Show
do
us your
it.
paws. Ralph is definitely a chewer. Like he chews all of his toys.
Mm,
Yeah. Wiggum never did that. He had the same toys for years. Same schmelly toys. Ralph destroys everything.
yes, he's a chewer.
Mm-hmm.
Steal my boots.
Flicka,
Stealing
flicka,
my
flick.
boots all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like eventually he would chew them, but it's more of a game for him, like the boots.
Yeah.
the boots, the cell phones. If I leave my cell phone on the chair or on the couch and I get up, it's like he knows. He'll get up and he'll grab it, and he's not holding it tightly in his mouth. And he just looks at me like, ha ha ha.
You're lucky isn't destructive, because I can remember friends of mine had a King Doberman. This thing was like massive. It was a beast and a half, and it ate about 6 cell phones when they had this thing. like totally ruined, chewed up like cell phones.
He would
Yeah.
probably chew them, but initially it's more like of a game. Like he wants us to chase him. So yeah. Cell phones, boots, anything really. There's like this face cloth that we have on top of his crate that I used to dry his paws.
Mhm.
And it's still there. And every single time he gets out of his crate, like I go free, he runs around me and he jumps onto the crate, like his front paws, to grab this face cloth so I could chase him down. It's like every single day.
I love it. He's like, it's catch the face cloth time. I love this game.
I don't need to pee.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah. And his word for food is nom nom. Nom nom. And then he has like the derpiest face. He's like, what? What did you say? What about Ralph? Ralph has had every single walking device ever.
Yep.
From the flat collar to the slip lead, to a harness that had in training written on it, to another harness, the freedom harness, to the prong collar. I feel like there's something else. He has the e-collar, which will train during the summer or spring. We're going to do the prong collar. Leader? Yes, gentle leader. That's the one. A gentle leader. Yep.
Ralph has definitely been a challenge to find what his response action is. Like I feel like since the beginning, it's like, with some dogs it's like the can monster or compressed air or like all these different things. Bonker. As you know, and
water
Ralph,
spray.
It's like the first time he's like, oh no, but then he's just like, oh okay, no, I'm okay with this. Then you have to like move on to the next.
Yeah, the bunker, I felt like he just loved it. He's That's like, what so did funny. I do to get this? I'll do it again. And then the water spray, he just loved. He was like trying to catch it.
Yeah.
And then the compressed air worked for a while. It's working again now. My boyfriend used it on him, like near his butt. Mm-hmm. And he did not like that. So every time it's out now, he's like, he lies down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
So it's a spritz to the butt?
Spritz to the butt. I call it the bum blower.
The bum blower.
We've tried the bear horn.
What's the bear
It's like
horn?
He doesn't like these things, but he keeps doing it.
Did you say bear horn or air horn?
A bear horn. Like an actual bring in the woods with you while you're walking.
Bear horn? That is so funny. Bear horn.
Bear horn. Hi, Lou. Ooh, smoochies.
Smoochy Lulus.
Ralph is definitely a cuddler. He demands the pets. Like he does.
Does he stand in your space like this?
Yeah, and then he paws at you like, hi, hello.
Yeah.
It's like you can't touch him. If not, then you're like stuck petting him for an hour. Like Miss Lou did on the ride home from Montreal.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Hi, Lou. A special guest on Let's Boop Snoots. She's like sitting right beside Heidi.
She is. like right next to me here with her big Dumbo ears. She hears stuff going on, but I don't trust her outside of my line of vision. She doesn't we've had a sorry, I'm totally interjecting into your
No, it's okay.
year in a life of Ralph, but we've had a couple of accidents, and it's because she didn't know anything. She came with like no training. She doesn't know anything, so she's been coming along with basic commands, but she doesn't know how to ask to go outside. And I don't know what it looks like when she has to go. Like Gibbon will come and literally stare you down, like intensely stare you down. Like if you're like on the couch watching TV, like last night, I was watching a show and he came and like, you know, when they come up to cuddle, they jump up and snuggle up next to you or whatever, and it's fine. But he just stood at the side of my bed, like just staring at me, and I'd like look over at him and I'm like, what? And he would just like stare. So yeah, he would just stand at the next to the bed, like just staring like intensely at me, and I'd be like, "What?" And he would just like stare at me, like just he stares at you, and then so I it's like as a joke, my husband was in the other room. The office is right next to our bedroom, and I was like, "Why is Gibbon staring at me so bad?" And then he was like, well, it could be that he wants to go outside. And the second he said it, Gibbon like took off like a rocket downstairs to the front door. Like the second he said, he's like, "Yep, let's go, wheels up, everybody." But Lou doesn't have any telling signs or anything, so still trying to figure that out. So I keep her close by. Yeah, so I've been debating whether to put in like the bell system where you put the bells at the door and they go and jingle it when they need to tingle it. jingle for a tingle.
Get those. You can get one of those like buttons on Amazon.
Oh yeah,
that your dog can press.
Oh,
It goes outside.
Oh, maybe I'll try that.
You can train Lou on how to press the button.
Oh my God, Gibbon's gonna press it all the time. Every time he sees a squirrel,
outside.
It's gonna be like
outside. Squirrel.
outside.
Squirrel.
We should get one that just says "mom, mom, 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 mom."
Mommy, mom. Yeah, I feel like Ralph is just kind of starting to ask us to go outside. Because I was debating getting the bells or the button and all of that, and I waited. But who knows? Like sometimes he'll like whine. So yeah. Eee.
Have you had any accidents or no?
No, not for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Except for like his brown laser in the crate a couple of times.
Yes.
And when he peed inside of his slush suit.
Oh, Ralphie.
Because you got to make sure the little wee-wee's out of the slush suit before you start your walk. Learn that lesson.
He peed his pants.
Ralph is peeing, but there's nothing coming out. Oh, shoot.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah. Many bats.
Pants. Yeah.
It's so cute. And the sound it makes when he's walking.
Oh. Does he like the bath, or do you have to wrestle him in there?
No, he doesn't mind going in. He looks miserable while he's in there, but he doesn't really care.
Yeah, that's good.
He tries to bite the water. He's just so like playful and like he's antsy almost. Not antsy, but like
I say he's full of P and V.
Yeah. He's
full of P and vinegar.
When does he calm down? When he's 5?
Maybe when he gets fixed and when he's 2. Maybe it will all happen. Maybe it will happen overnight after the fixin'. After the cone of shame.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And that's like pretty much it. I feel like there's a lot more, but in a nutshell, that's my year with Ralph. Aww. He's cute. He brings a lot of life into the home.
Yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for the spring, even like with Lou, and I know we said this on the last episode too, but it just makes it so much easier to go out. And like I couldn't take them out for 2 days because like there was so much ice, like we had freezing rain and there was ice over everything. Like they literally, even in the backyard, looked like Bambi on ice. Like
Yep.
it was just like legs everywhere. Like Gibbon was trying to take a poop and his legs are sliding apart from each other, and he's like, oh, and he was like trying to find a spot where he could comfortably poop. Poor
Yeah.
guy. But yes, I'm
Aw.
very much looking forward to the spring.
Me too. Past the like muddy portion of the
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah, I'll be curious for you to see Lou next, because I find like she's lost a bunch of weight. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys tuned into the episode where we talked about my gotcha day with Lou, Gibbon's cousin from the breeder who got returned, and she was a little bit of a chunk, like not like a huge chunk. She wasn't like grossly obese or super overweight.
She
She was
still had
just
a little waistline. Like she
yeah,
had a little dip there.
yeah. But I think I think she looks a lot better now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, she's doing awesome. Well.
Hey, Lou.
My mom, as a nice gesture, bought me this magazine called Canadian Dogs that had a bunch of different articles in them. And there was just two that I wanted to talk about. It's sort of stuff that we talked about before, but it's a nice little reminder. The first article is talking about mental enrichment of your dogs and why it's so important. So it's just saying that, like, just like us, dogs can get bored and frustrated and anxious due to lack of mental stimulation. So it's important to find different ways to do that with your doggy, keep them mentally stimulated.
Mm-hmm.
So they talk a little bit about, like, it's funny because like routine is good sometimes, like in that they know what to expect and stuff like that, and it's definitely important in the beginning. But then it talks about like switching it up a little bit, and it's sort of like what I talked about when you were first trying to gain a bit more control on your on your walks with Ralph, but we talked about it before too. Yeah, so one of the things that they suggest here is adding a variety to your walks, and that's sort of something that we've talked a bit about before. So there's a time for routine, I feel, and then there's like one as you get more comfortable with your dog, then you can start like exploring like new adventures and stuff. And I think we made mention of this once, that it was becoming a trend in the dog world where people were taking their dogs on sniff walks, where you just let your dog sniff and you follow them wherever they want to go. So it talks about that a little bit. It says how dogs are naturally curious and love to explore. And instead of walking around the same block day after day after day, just try to switch it up a bit and take a new route, go to a new park, do that kind of stuff. And that sort of like is enough to tire them out, right? Because they're smelling everything. And I remember us talking about like the peeing being like little. Imagine like the outside park is like Facebook, and when dogs go and like lift a leg and mark every post, it's like they're literally making a post. So the next dog comes
Like.
around, takes a sniff at it, and like either likes it and lifts a leg or keeps on scrolling. But so it's definitely like exhausting them mentally because it's all the smells,
Yeah.
and they're like, who was here and what does this mean, and let's check this out. The other one, another one that this article suggests is allow safe social contact. So it says, like, for the most part, and again, like it depends on your dog. If you've just rescued like a fresh pot cake, you don't want to have everybody and their brother over. You don't want to be throwing a party the same night with all kinds of people coming into your house because they're going to be like, what?
Right.
So it says, dogs are social animals and should be given the opportunity to meet people, other dogs, and other animals. So allow your dog to be social on walks, even if it's from a distance. And that's a big one because even when like you go through like all the trainers that we sort of like turn to a lot on our show, like Solid Canine Training and Canines in the Capital and that sort of thing, is they're big on we don't say hi, like especially on leash, right? And we talked about that, like, and how they're restrained, and then all next thing you know, like if they're not having a good social contact with each other, then it's like barking and teeth and tangled leashes together,
Yeah.
and it just makes it awful for everybody involved. So I've been more conscious about that. When I see somebody approaching, I will literally steer very clearly out of the way so that that's a visual cue to them, like, okay, we're not gonna stop and say hi. But there's still like I find like again, like as like dog ownership is becoming like more of a topic and more popular thing, and everybody's just like obsessed with their dogs. Millennials are having dogs instead of kids and this sort of thing. People I think are becoming a bit more like socially aware, but like so many times people will be like, oh, is it okay if we say hi? Oh, is it okay if we say
Yeah.
hi? And like, and that's why, like, if I see them coming, I just cross the street or like whatever because I don't want to say hi.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place where I want my dog to say hi, and that's not one of them when we're doing a walk around the block.
Yes.
But that's just me. So yes, allow safe social contact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and dogs should, when they're meeting for the first time, meet freely,
Yeah.
not with a leash around their neck. So, and then it talks about like different other exercises and experiences that you can give your dog and stuff like that. And they just give some tips to doing that. So, if you're introducing your dog to a new mental enrichment game, always start as an easy level and then gradually increase so that to avoid frustration for everybody. Um, it says provide your dog with plenty of toys. And again, like I know it's always very specific to certain situations, but even like since
Yeah.
I
3
got
weeks.
Lou, which is what, 2 3 weeks now, is it 3 weeks, 3 weeks, um I
Mm-hmm.
just
And
introduced toys like the other night. So each gave them their own toy and they did pretty well with it, but my mom brought over as a gift for
oh
Lou
yeah.
when we first got her this little pink pig, like chewy toy. It's a little pink piggy that we were going to give to Lou on her birthday, which was February 23rd, which we totally forgot. Anyways, and we had another toy upstairs for Gibbon, so they each get a toy. So we gave them each the toy. Well, this doesn't matter with dogs, and we've talked about this before with bones and toys or whatever, because they always want what the other one has, right? So the pink pig became like the focal point, and there was a
Yeah.
little bit of a snarl. So guess what? All the toys are put
Mm-hmm.
back away again. They're she's just not ready for it. She's we like I think I mentioned this on the last episode. We're suspecting that there was potentially some abuse. She's just like super timid, super skittish. She doesn't know how to
Yeah.
play. She doesn't know any of her commands. Like I think we told you the story about how my husband got frustrated because she had an accident on the carpet, and when he tried to like grab her to be like, hey, and take her outside, she ran away, and when he chased her and grabbed her
Oh,
again,
Lou.
she pooped.
Oh
She was so
no.
scared. Yeah, so when my husband grabbed her, she literally pooped because she was so scared. So like again, it's just like these little things. So she's just not ready. She doesn't know how to play. Like she still growls at my sons when they approach her. Not my older one as much anymore, but the younger one is a bit more vibrant, and he approaches her like sometimes a little too aggressively. So I'm like, just
Yeah.
ease up, man. But anyways, so toys, yes, provide them with plenty of toys, but again, read the room, people.
Yeah.
Read the room. Lou wasn't ready for it yet, but toys are fun. You want to give them to your dog for sure. So it says, give your dog an access to a variety of toys and encourage some play. Some dogs enjoy just carrying the toys around, and others like chewing on them.
Destroying
And
them.
you can teach, yeah, destroying them. You can tug or fetch. There's a variety of different toys out there. So I mean, go to town and see what
Mm-hmm.
your dog likes. When whenever we give Gibbon a toy, it's literally like you're giving Dobby like a piece of human clothing and setting him
A
free of his
sock.
like slavery. Like he's just so a sock for Dobby. So the other thing it says here is give your dog a job to do. Many people think that only working breeds need a job to do, but any dog will benefit from using his
Mm.
brain. Teaching your dog obedience or a new trick, doing agility, nose work, and other canine sports are all ways to physically and mentally challenge him. But you don't need to enroll in a class to give your dog a job. Most dogs love to hunt and dig, and there are many ways to allow them to pursue these activities. So I agree with that, and that's sort of what training is about, right? So like even like with Lou, I've worked on the basic skills with her. She's getting pretty good with place, the place command, so she knows to go and lay down. she's slowly coming into the routine, which is which is really nice for us. Like she goes to place when we're sitting down for dinner and stuff like that. But that's what training is. You're giving them a job. Oh, okay. I have to sit here in place and wait
Yeah.
until you tell me otherwise. And that helps with a lot of the anxiety that she has. So you can tell when she gets confused, she literally just starts like walking in circles, and she just goes and lays down on the couch all the time. And but if I tell her like sit, stay, like or go to place, or like even just sit, let's sit, stay.
Yeah.
That's enough to ask them to do that is enough mental energy. And that's why I do it with food every day. I make
Yes.
them sit
Yeah. Me
and wait
too.
until you give them their food, because even if you make them wait for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, that is plenty mental exercise for them.
The restraint.
And they
Ew,
and they look cute.
they do.
Yeah. It's funny with Lou because her hind legs slide, so she tries to sit and wait for her food, but her legs start sliding, and then she adjusts with her front paws, and then she's up against like her cupboards. She just slowly
Oh.
slides back. Um, so then they have a couple of different suggestions here to play sort of games and with your dog and keep your dog a bit busy. And these are sort of ones that our family has done. And it's funny because they didn't really do it in this step by step manner. But, anyways, it says do a treat search. So that's the first suggestion. So, a treat search. So, while your dog's paying attention to you, say find it and toss a treat on the floor. And repeat that a couple of times until your dog understands to look for where the treat is on the floor. Then next, and this is where it's like you start easy and then you slowly work your way up. So it says like next, make the game a bit more challenging and have your dog watch you hide the treat behind your foot or an object close by and say find it and give them some time to figure it out. Gibbon's like so good at this, and you can do this with like a toy or whatever.
Ooh,
And
I'm
he
gonna
just
do this
starts
with
sniffing
Ralph.
all around. Oh yeah, it's so fun to watch because they like literally it's like nose to the ground, searches on, search and rescue.
Must
And it's
rescue the
so
treat.
awesome. And then you gradually increase the level of difficulty and hide treats in different hiding spots before you ask your dog to find it. So then they suggest another game that's kind of similar, except it's literally playing hide and seek, which I've talked about how my son plays hide and seek with our dogs like all the time. It's super cute. So it says start by playing peekaboo. So you and your dog are in the same room, hide behind a corner or a door, and then poke your head out and call peekaboo and hide again. And your excited tone of voice should prompt them to come and look for you. So then, as soon as your dog finds you, praise the dog like enthusiastically, and then gradually make the game more challenging by hiding in a different room, then in a closet or behind a curtain, and then they come looking for you. It's super cute. And then the last one that it says, and these can be purchased anywhere, is using like food dispensing toys and puzzle games. So
Yeah.
there's like you can search them on Amazon. We talked about it, like the snuffle mat thing,
Yeah.
where it's like all these layers and layers and layers of fabric, and you put like treats in there, and they have to sit there sniffing and try to find out like where. I just put kibble in there.
I just imagine Ralph
You
using a
just eat the
snuffle
whole
mat.
mat.
I feel like he would just grab it and just like swing it in the air. That's what he does with his toys. Like he'll grab it. It's so funny to watch him when he does this. He's like he does like a head spin, and then like the
Yeah,
toys like everywhere.
yeah,
So I think he would grab the snuffle mat and he'd be like,
and just send.
wee, wee. And all the treats
S-
would fall out.
Oh, they'd go like flying around, and then you could go find it,
Yeah,
Ralph.
all of them. Ah,
Cute little schmoots. All right, so the next article I just wanted to talk about very briefly is it's another list. We all love hearing these. It's fun to read these little like top 10 lists and stuff like that. But it says 10 ways your dog says I love you.
ooh.
And Vera and I were saying, unless they are actually able to say it like Mishka the talking husky.
Yeah.
So cute, Mishka.
Mishka.
So it says um the classic I'm so happy to see you. So if your dog jumps for joy when you arrive home, that's a clear indication that they're happy to see you. And if they lick your hands and face and bring you their favorite toy, like so again, I'm not a huge fan of the jumping here. I do not want dogs jumping on anybody. I do
Nope.
not let my dogs jump on me ever. But they do like come to the door with a toy. Like my dogs do that.
Yeah.
Like every time when you come
Oh.
home, Gibbon looks for something. He usually picks up a shoe and is like, "Look, a shoe for you." And I'm like, "Put it down, dude.
Cute.
Not yours. Leave it. Leave it." Anyways, the second one is roughhousing. So wrestling, play fighting, and roughhousing with your dog is a good way to bond with them and work off some energy. And dogs are also showing you their affection by wanting to engage with you and have a little fun. And it's another great sign of trust and comfort. And it's true. Like when my husband, I can remember he used to do this with our old dog Scraps. Like in the middle, he had these big, huge winter gloves that were sort of ripped and weren't usable anymore. And Matt would take out the gloves and come to and Scrap like whenever Scraps saw the gloves, he was like, "Oh, let's get ready to rumble!" Like, and it was like a full on like roughhousing, and like Matt could really go to town on him, and Scraps could really bite because he had like these big, thick gloves on. And it was a hilarious thing. So we wrestle with Gibbon all the time. I wrestle with him too. And I find it so interesting that they're respectful of like the pressure at which they bite
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, yeah, the odd time you get a scratch or whatever because they get excited and their paws are all over the place and their nails are a bit long. That's usually how I know it's time for nail trimming is when I'm wrestling with them and I'm like, oh God,
Ayoy.
you got dragon lady nails again. Another one is seeking physical contact.
Aw.
Um,
All the
so
time.
it does, yeah, it doesn't take. Hey, don't don't you eat my magazine? It doesn't. It doesn't take a genius to conclude that dogs like attention and affection, and while they might not, hey, she's chewing at the corners of my magazine. Lou, no, that they might not they don't like the restrictive like affection, right? Like
Yeah.
hugging them and stuff. So be conscious of that for sure. But gentle cuddles, leans, and affectionate pawing are sure signs of a strong bond. I don't even know how I feel about the pawing because some people like will say that that's like a sign of dominance, them
Yeah.
trying to show dominance over you. So I don't let them paw at me either.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like just give me more pets.
The next one on the list is tail wagging. So tail wagging obviously means several different things, but if you have a good relationship with your pup, it's fairly certain that
Yeah.
the bum wiggles, when the whole body moves.
Just to go back to the other
Usually a good
one
sign that they love
about
you.
the pawing. What's the difference between them
The yeah,
pawing at you so that you can pet them some more or using their muzzle?
I don't know. I guess it could just be me personalizing it, but the way that I look at it is that like with their muzzle like in their nose, they don't use their nose to dominate like other dogs or other people. That's not like a dominating like action for them. It's like
Yeah.
it's a sensitive area for them. So when they come with their nose to gently nudge you or ask for a pet, it's sort of like I
It's
see
less
that as an
aggressive.
exactly, it's like an affectionate behavior, whereas when they're like literally like slamming you with their paws, like, and they use the like I find the Weimaraners like very handsy. Like they use their paws. Like when I'm roughhousing with Gibbs, it's all paws. Like he
Yeah.
tries to like punch you or try just to get you or tries to move your arms out of the way with his paws. Like it's hilarious. But so I just that's the difference for me. I don't know if I'm right or what professionals would have to say on doggy body language, but that's it for me. The next one on the list is sleeping in your bedroom. So it says if you let your pooch sleep on your bed, all that nighttime snuggling feels pretty loving, right? But even if you don't let your dog on the bed and they still want to sleep in your room, then they really love you. It's them wanting to stay close, and it's a sign of loyalty, protection, and love.
Aw.
I think so. We let our dog sleep in bed with us. It's definitely a full house with the second Weimaraner. Because the last dog that we had did not want to be in bed with us, so we just had one dog in bed with us. But now we've got like two potato sacks, two hippos, or two gray hippos in bed with us. And some nights I feel like I'm playing like yoga Tetris, like trying to fit in amongst the animals. The next one on the list is carrying your shoes and socks around. Dogs who love their people can be particularly attached to their scent and may even raid the laundry basket or shoe pile for some stinky mementos. That's cute. Stinky mementos. Stealing socks and shoes is an ideal behavior, however, since it often leads to a lot of chewing and ruined items. But better to donate something of yours to your pooch for comfort and bonding. Eh,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if I would give them an article of my clothing. That's like saying it's
I
okay to raid
know.
the laundry basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, the next one on the list is grooming and licking you. So, doggies kiss
Aw.
on the face is a true sign of adoration. Dogs are social pack creatures, and grooming each other is an intimate sign of a caring bond.
Aw.
And some dogs will
Yes.
gently nose your hand or leg to ask you to interact with them, while others will lick you all over, given half the chance. It's true. I can remember like this our friends had this one dog. Her name was Lucy, and we called her like Lucy Licks because that's all she did. She just would lick everybody 24/7. Lucy Licks.
That's too funny. Lucy
Lady licks
licks.
a lot. Oh my god, it was crazy. But some people don't want that, right? Like I
Yeah,
don't like that as a behavior. I try to
me
control
neither.
the amount of licking. Even at night with them sleeping in bed, I won't let them lick too much. Like when Lou starts like licking, like I'm like, "Hey, enough, enough."
It's so loud.
It's so loud. Like nonstop. You're just like, "Please make it stop." Following you around is the next one on the list. Canines
Ah,
are social
yes.
by nature and with a strong pack instinct will try to stay near to those they love and trust. True.
True.
Very true. So next one is smiling. Scientists have discovered that dogs actually use the same muscles as humans when expressing their emotions, and that dogs do in fact smile. A doggy smile is usually reserved for only playmates and beloved family members and friends, though. So when you see it, consider yourself lucky and loved.
Aw,
How
Ralph
cute is
smiles
that?
all the time.
And then I feel like we saw this in an article recently too. The last one is prolonged eye contact, and this just talks about like there was a study where when the dog's looking at you, it's releasing the same hormone as when a mom's looking at their baby.
Oh,
It's the love hormone, and so and it's true. Does Ralph ever look at you? Is he ever like, oh,
a
like
little
looking up
bit.
at you? Yeah.
He's more smiley.
Yes. Oh, the
Derp,
smiles.
derp, derp.
So that's the end of that article. So
And I think that's a wrap.
that's a wrap. Join us next time on Les Boop Snoots. Boop.